Hi everyone! Welcome to Monica's Singapore Kitchen. Today I'm going to cook a very delicious curry chicken pao. So let's get started. First we will make the skin of the pao, the dough. It consists of all-purpose flour or I use Hong Kong flour also can. Then add in 1.5 teaspoon of instant yeast. Add in sugar, baking powder, and salt. Stir in water, room temperature water, a little bit at a time, and we want to continue stirring while we pour the water. This is to ensure that the water gets to every part of the flour and it is evenly distributed. So I use a chopstick. You can use anything that works for you. So after stirring, it gets a little bit gluey like this. Then we will add 2 tablespoons of oil. And still using the chopstick, we continue to stir to mix the oil thoroughly into the dough. After a while, we can remove the chopsticks and using our hands, we press the pieces of dough and gather them together to form a ball. So at the bottom, you have pieces of dough and you just press the dough ball so that the pieces will stick to one main ball. Remove this ball dough and knead it for around maybe I would say 5 minutes. This is to ensure that the dough becomes more elastic and forms a better structure, and also helps the yeast to distribute evenly throughout the dough. We need not knead for too long. Basically what we are trying to achieve is the surface of the dough ball to be nice and smooth, something like this. Then we put it aside in a bowl and we want to proof it. So we cover it with a cling wrap and we need to proof it until it's double in size. So while it is proofing, let's have a look at how to cook the filling. So it starts off with the chicken, the Bombay onions, potatoes, which I have diced into 1 cm cubes, and also curry leaves. So heat up some oil and put in the curry leaves to extract the aroma of the curry leaves. And then we can also add in the ginger paste. Give it a stir for about a minute and then put in the garlic paste. Also stir for another minute. Then we will add in our onions, the diced onions, and continue to stir this for another minute until you can detect the aroma of all these spices. So then you can add in the chicken. We need not cook the chicken thoroughly because later we're going to cook it together with the other ingredients. So what we need is to get a bit of white parts onto our pieces of chicken, something like this. So when it reaches that, we will then add in our diced potatoes, pour it in, and then give it a good stir. The seasonings comprise of light soya sauce, meat curry powder, chili powder, chicken powder, tamarind paste, salt, and sugar. So give all these ingredients a good stir so that they are all mixed well together. Alright, so it looks like it is all nicely mixed. Pour in about 1 cup of water first and then gauge and see whether we need any extra water. So pour in 1 cup first. Give it a good stir. Looks like we need another ½ cup of water. It's a bit on the dry side. So there you go. We have another ½ cup of water to join the rest. And then what we need to do is to cover this and cook for 20 minutes. So after 20 minutes, the potatoes and chicken would have been cooked at this stage. Mix them well, and then give it a little bit of squish. Press it so that the potatoes, half of it will form potato paste while the rest of it still retains its original shape. So we can put this filling aside to cool it. Now let's have a look at our dough. So we have our dough here, and we can see that it is nicely proofed. And how do we know? Because it's double in size and it forms a network of fibers underneath the surface. So we know that our dough has nicely been nicely proofed. Okay, take out the dough and put it on a work surface. So what we need to do is to knead it for approximately a few minutes. This is to knock out air pockets that has developed during the proving process, and this is to ensure a tighter texture without any big air pockets. So that will give our skin of our pau more delicious and more, smooth. So once it has an even cross-sectional area, so we're going to cut it. First I normally cut into half first, then I cut it into a quarter. And each quarter I will divide it into 3 pieces. So basically we are trying to get 12 pieces to make 12 paus. Okay, so the next step is to roll each piece so that it forms little tiny cube balls like this. And roll it like this. Normally that's what I do. And then we can put this aside. Continue to do for the rest. Yeah, make it into a smooth ball like this. Roll it. And put it aside. So we want to rest it for 10 minutes, cover it with a clean cloth. So after 10 minutes, we are ready to assemble the pau. We are ready to make the pau. So press it to form a disc first. Dust the rolling pin with a little bit of flour. Roll the disc out into approximately 5 to 6 inches, I would say. And what is important is that the sides or the circumference of the disc should be thinner than the center. So we try to make the sides thinner because later we are going to make pleats out of it. And then when they gather, we do not want it to be too thick at this part of the pau. So the filling I have divided into 12 equal parts. Is about 45 grams each part. So what we need to do next is to pick up your piece of dough, put the filling at the center, form the first pleat, and then push subsequent pleats towards the previous pleats like so, and press it after each step. So at the end, you give it a twist and then squish all the top parts of the pleats together. Then you press it so that it stands up tall, put it on a piece of baking paper, and then we will put it aside and we will try to do the second one. Okay, so press it down to form a disc. Use a rolling pin to roll it into a circle of about 5 or 6 inches. Approximately, ensuring that the sides of each circle is thinner than the inner parts. So make the sides a bit thinner, like so. Then what we need to do is to put the filling at the center. And then make the first pleat. Push subsequent pleats towards the previous pleat and give it a squish. And go around like this. The thumb is always at the first pleat. Give it a swirl like that and press all the top of the pleats together. Press it so that it stands up tall. Put it on the piece of baking paper. Okay, like that. Then Okay, so we have got a bamboo steamer. You can use any steamer, but I use my bamboo steamer since I have it. And arrange them so that they are separated as far apart from one another as possible. Put all the 12 of them together like so. You need to proof it for about 30 minutes. So after 30 minutes, put the steamer over the cold water. Bring water to boil over high heat. So once it boils, then you lower it to medium heat and keep steaming for 15 minutes. So after 15 minutes, you will open ever so small a gap to slowly let out the heat to prevent the pau from, from collapsing. So then you can open it thoroughly and enjoy it. So let's take one and see how it looks inside. Can you see that the inside is nice, juicy and moist? It is very delicious, suitable for any part of the day. So enjoy till we meet again. Happy cooking!